Hey Pops, are you ready for today's episode?
I am ready, and I'm excited because we're going to look at the whole idea of electrification versus gas, or the technology for farming, homesteading, or big backyards, how it goes from gas powered to electric powered, and compare the both, and compare and look at all kinds of myths relating to it.
And I guess right off the bat, we should premise that we both own a Tesla. So it's kind of be a little bit biased. But having said that, this is your first electric car you've ever had.
Yeah.
And before that, I remember you had one pickup truck.
Yeah.
You've had a van, and then the rest have been cars.
Yeah.
So I guess you want to talk about how the transition, or you think the transition is coming, where soon enough, farmers will actually be able to use electric vehicles instead of their gas-powered.
100%. It's like, are we going to farm in an electric vehicle with an electric vehicle instead of a gas-powered vehicle? I know for many people, it's like, what? I won't give up my gas pickup. And
yeah, the diesel and the 4x4. And
yep, there's all kinds of long-rooted love. And hey, if you love it, go ahead. You know, there's a lot of people who love their vehicle. We're just going to look at a little more objectively. I really like to focus on the need. Is it a need or is it a want? I know when we had a pickup truck, I thought I needed one because, got a farm, I need a pickup truck. Then when I got it, I realized,
you need a pickup truck, what, 50% of the time? If that?
No, not even that much. Pickup in the sense of I'm picking up, I'm carrying a load, I'm using the capacity of the truck. That's what I mean. If it was just me and a passenger or me and...
Yeah, you definitely don't need that.
That's not a time where you need the pickup truck. You think, well, yeah, but if I need it to go out in the field, well, it depends on your field. You could go out in your vehicle. I mean, I go out with our vehicle in the field, and it actually is, it would be better than the pickup truck was because we have really much better clearance. We no longer have a differential hanging down there in the middle that
True.
I'd be concerned that, you know what, there's a stump here, there's a rock here, and that differential. The bottom is absolutely flat.
And just to preface, for those people that are like, well, an electric car or a Tesla is made cheap, and I can vouch that he doesn't necessarily use it as a conventional Tesla, and you've kind of beat it up a little bit already.
I bought it as a farm vehicle.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what? It's my farm vehicle, and that's all I use. And I can add that having had it for almost a year now, I would never go back. This is what I want to talk about because we're on a transition. I remember, to me, where it kind of became obvious was at the farm, we have a gas pump.
Mm-hmm.
And there's times where, okay, well, you fill it with gas and you turn it on and you pull it and it's pumping away a bunch of water. But we have an electric pump, and it happened when we changed the pump after, I think, 25 years. And it was a used pump. It was an old pump. When we bought the place, it was the original pump.
Yes, I remember.
And it lasted 25 years for us, and I don't know how long for the
other guy.
I bet it was the original, so it would have been 35 years of service. Same motor, running in season every day for hours. And it's like, okay, this motor has been super reliable. If you have a piece of land, just look at what tools, equipment you have. And a lot of things could be gas powered or electric powered. And it was like, wow, this electric pump can run for years. I don't have to be there to start it. I don't have to be there to add gas to it. I don't have to. I could be
like set it and
be on
forget
vacation.
it. Yeah.
Set it and forget it. I'd be on vacation and knowing that the farm is being watered. Why? Because it runs on a controller that determines when it goes on, and it's got a switch that kicks it on when it's like, it's brain dead. I thought,
Well, that's kind of
I
how.
need brain dead.
So yes, that is kind of how the Tesla is. I won't lie. It's even for me, it's a great car. You can basically set it and forget it. Like we live in Canada, and right now, like even winter time, I think this is the first car. Like it just makes winter like kind of stupid, to be honest. Like you just set it, and you don't need to do anything. I went out and I bought one of those big fancy scrapers or whatever you want to call it. I didn't even use it. I didn't use it. You like he says, you just set the car and it like defrosts itself completely, and you're ready to go.
If you have a job where you're going into work and you got to leave at 6:30 in the morning.
Yep. It just knows
and you
set
schedule it at 6:30. It's ready to get in. Like it's definitely, I would not go back. I'm not saying there aren't gas-powered vehicles that would have similar
There definitely are.
features.
There has to be.
It must be. But there's just so many things that...
Like even the updates, they'll send us over over the air software updates.
Right. So if it's parked in the yard and you have a Wi-Fi connection, and if you have the plan, which I have had and I don't have now.
I have it. And it basically will just... Like your cell phones, it'll do an update.
Right.
You go into it the next morning, and it's like you have a brand new car. Yeah. It doesn't even matter if it's 5 years old, if it's whatever.
Yeah. That was, I must say, the first time that happened, that was a bit of a, what?
Yeah.
Like from the time you buy the car, you get used to what it does.
Yep.
And as it's getting older, it's getting better. It's like my car is better than when I bought it.
Yes.
How many cars have I had that? None. I never had a car that got better. It got worse. And so it's like, what? How can it get better? Well, they tweak this and they tweak that and they make this better.
Yeah.
And it was like, what? A better vehicle?
Yeah. I remember that. Me too. That was one of the things I was like, that
was revolutionary to me, and thinking, you're talking that in 3 years, my car will have more features and be better
than the day I bought it. Yeah. And to dispel there, like you were saying, there are still a lot of myths. I wouldn't say around just Tesla. I would say it's electric vehicles, but I think Tesla, being the industry leader, gets kind of a bad rap. Like the amount of news articles that you'll see, like Tesla implemented in a crash, 5 dead. How many times do you hear about that if it's like a Ford or a GM?
No, you don't. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
But that's where you have to realize Tesla, and we can be particular about Tesla because they are the exception. Look at the buying experience. It's totally different buying a Tesla from buying any other car that we...
True.
There's
no haggling.
There's no
haggling.
Off. This is the price.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't like it, buy a used one. And there probably you could haggle.
And you can even go into the dealership and the guy will basically tell you the same thing. He's like, look, I could sit here and help you order your car, or you could do it from your phone or your computer at home. It's the same experience. And
even when you go to pick it up, like that was like, this is not like I've ever had happen. I bought how many? Two new vehicles. All the rest were used. And you go in, okay, there's the whole negotiating for the price.
Yeah.
And oftentimes the car isn't even there. Like you go, you've negotiated, maybe they have it on the lot. If they did, then you could get that one. With Tesla, you do your buying, you choose what you want, and then they notify you. And if you have a cell phone, I think the cell phone comparison is really the best to the experience.
100%.
It's like going from the era of, I didn't have a flip phone, but a flip phone to a cell phone.
To an iPhone. Yeah.
Like, whoa, this is quite different.
Yes.
And you know what? I was even a little concerned. I thought, I don't know how to do all these things.
I won't lie. I'm actually surprised you decided to get a Tesla. Like, I had been talking about it for a couple years, and then you pretty early were like, yeah, you know what? That is pretty cool. I would eventually want one, to then eventually just getting one.
This episode is proudly brought to you by my very own masterclass. Use code POP250 to save $250 off the masterclass bundle. Masterclass contains 11 different courses that you can buy separately. However, the complete Masterclass has you covered from A to Z, and it's really my life's work. Masterclass is the ultimate tool to help you start a successful permaculture orchard or planting. Not sure about how to start, or maybe you've already started, but now you feel you're stuck. Purchasing the Masterclass gives you access to the VIP group, where you'll be able to meet other like-minded, very interesting permaculturists and bounce ideas off each other. The VIP group is where I spend most of my time answering questions, and it's never been easier to get in contact with me or ask me a question. Want to learn more? Go to permaculture.study and start each course today for free. Don't forget to use code POP250. It'll save you $250 off the Masterclass bundle. And now back to the episode. Well, I had spent enough money on the previous car. It became a no-brainer. It was like, this would have been so much cheaper buying a new car at that time than trying to keep this old car running. There comes a point where it's negative economy. Like, it's costing me more to repair this than even what it's worth. I put in $5,000 in the last 6 months on that car.
It was like a running joke. I had a checklist. So every time we would go up to film, I was like, okay, Pops, add this to the list because this stopped working or that stopped working.
Things have a lifespan.
So does the Tesla, though. But I will also say that I haven't had to experience it yet, but you just go into the app and you basically schedule an appointment, and they send a guy out to go and take a look at whatever your problem is. So I don't even have to drive it to the garage or the dealer.
Right.
They send somebody right
for
to me.
For most repairs, it would be done right in your yard or with your place of work.
Yeah.
So that works. It's quite a different experience. I would say a definitely more pleasant experience than others. But look, whatever. Let's get back to the whole gas electric. So I said about the pump, and that was one. Now we're working on converting one of the lawn tractors, which was gas,
over to
electric. Why? Why would I switch? Now I have a pneumatic system for pruning, so air pressure to prune. And you know what? It's giving me problems and it's costing repairs. And now it's like, well, what's next? Well, now the next is to go to battery powered. I already have battery powered chainsaws. And why? Why would I switch? I've had gas chainsaws. You know, gas chainsaws, they're powerful. Because everything in that realm of the battery powered has been getting better. Not necessarily cheaper, but for the same price, you get more battery power, you get more. It's getting better. I've had a battery powered chainsaw for 10 years. And when I switched.
It's been 10 years already?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And when I switched, I remember it wasn't long thinking, you know what? I've been holding this thing for 1 hour, working with it. I don't miss those gas fumes and all those, the landscaping, the gardening, the farming, smaller tools. It's all 2-cycle engines that just spew out fumes, and you're working in there. And I can remember how many times in the early years of the orchard coming home, and if I was doing, I would tend to do the same type of thing. So if I was using the chainsaw to make cuts, I'd have probably pruned a day before and pruned all the branches off, moved them out of the way. And now I just wanted to make some final cuts with the chainsaw. So I'd go around and I'd be working for 2, 3, 4 hours with a chainsaw. And I'd always get home with a headache. It was like, wow, well, it's here. And and you're breathing just those fumes. Switch to the battery chainsaw, can work on it for hours, basically till all my batteries run out. No headache. Why? Oh, it spits oil. Well, so would the bar of, but there's no gas fumes. And it's like, this is much better. And more now, power, there's no power missing on those. And certainly the same for the electric vehicles.
Oh, the power's instant. It's crazy. The only thing I would say, and it's to get back to, like you were saying, you could use it the whole day or until your batteries run out.
Right. But often, if I was using it all day, even the chainsaw,
Yeah.
I think I just was using 2 batteries, and a battery would last, say, depending what kind, if you're cutting constantly, it would last about a half an hour.
Okay. Well, because for me at work, so one of the calls we get, we'll have like landscapers, and the city that I work in, they pass new bylaws. So all the landscapers, everybody is going to have to change to battery operated. But they're kind of freaking out because from what they're saying is the batteries just don't last. So they have to carry around a gas-powered generator in the back of their truck to power the batteries so that they have enough battery power to finish their contracts. So I guess what I'm asking you is, for your scale, it works. But I'm talking about, like, let's say somebody has a bigger farm, or do you think we're really at the point yet, or it's still somewhere early on in the S curve? Because I do believe, I agree with you. Eventually, I think it's going to change over. I just don't think, or I don't know if it's like now is the time, or if it's 3, 4, 5 years from now.
It all comes down to how much energy, whether it's gas or electric, you're carrying with you. If you're going to do a job where you're going to need 8 hours of energy for a tool, then equip yourself with enough batteries. You think, well, yeah, they're expensive. Okay. Can you plug in your charger to your vehicle? And that's kind of the trend. But
well, now you can with Teslas.
Are pickup trucks that will have, I remember growing up, there were pickup trucks you could plug in. It had a separate alternator, whatever. And that's possible. Yeah, it absolutely is there. We're not, it's not good enough yet. Maybe, hey, if you have something that you go, yeah, that's not good enough yet, and you've tried several, or you've rented several, and you say, no, this is not battery ready, let me know. I'd be curious to know which things are not battery ready, because pretty well everything I've tried or used is absolutely ready.
Well, that's another big complaint that people have for the electric cars. I know it's probably a little bit different in the States from articles that I read. Like, I believe one of the big things for charging stations is called Electrify America. And apparently it's very unreliable. So people, let's say they want to go on a longer road trip, they're having problems. Whereas so far, I'm sure it's the same for your experience, going back to the Tesla, I haven't had any issues. Like so I feel like if the infrastructure is put into place properly, like you were saying, I don't see really that many limitations.
Yeah, I took a couple of long trips this year.
You've definitely gone further than I have.
I've got quite a bit of kilometers on the vehicle already, but in the longer trips, I mean, it comes down, you take your phone.
Yeah.
Where am I going?
Yeah.
You punch in where you're going, and then you go, okay, I'm going there. Oh, send it to the car before I leave. And you get in the car, and it's showing you the map of your route.
Yep.
And it's saying you have to charge here, here, and here. It's an 8-hour drive. I'll need to stop more than 3 times.
You definitely will, yes.
I can't make it. Or you say, look, even if you have a gas vehicle, I don't know how long you can drive without having to stop. And it's just so logical and simple that, well, I'm stopping. And I think even I was filling Mama's vehicle. And I thought, this is kind of dumb. I can only be standing here filling the gas. Like, I can't be doing something else in the meantime. You get so used to once you've changed, you go, this is really dumb. People say, oh, yeah, baby. Well, while you're filling, you're just filling. I mean, when I grew up, you could...
Yeah, they had like
you had like a trigger that would hold it. So you could do that and wash the windows. You can't even do that now.
Here anyways, no, they got rid of that.
Yeah. So you're filling your vehicle. So it only takes, depending on, I mean, there's pickup trucks that I know I've pulled in, the guy's filling.
You go in to pay.
I go in, I come back, and he's still filling. It's like, how long, I fill, I pay, I come back, and I asked one guy lately, I said, how much did it cost you? Oh, he says $150.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. $150 to fill up. If I have to fill up the Tesla, It cost me on electricity at
This
home.
this is Canadian prices.
Yeah, I think it cost me $3.
But if that, yeah. Yeah.
It costs me more when I'm traveling because then I supercharge, which is basically
Sure.
pretty well.
Like Supreme gas instead of
It's-
regular.
We pay 7 cents kilowatt and we pay 50 cents kilowatt.
That's
So it's like 7 times more than charging at home. But it's still not even half. Or it's not even half the price of filling up the gas vehicle. So it's just, yeah, there's things you transition and you don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Like you get out of the car now and you just
walk
get
away.
out.
Yeah.
Well, no, you just plug it in.
Oh, that too, yeah. But
So-
I'm saying, like, let's say even the other cars. Maybe there's some gas cars that do this, but again, your phone is the key pretty much. So you just get out and walk away, and it locks itself. And,
Yeah, shuts off. Like
Yeah.
there isn't. You get in. I remember the first time you get in. It's like, how do I turn it on?
yeah, it's kind of a spaceship vibe a little bit. But
It's you got if you got in, it's on.
I mean, I feel like if you can figure it out,
Yeah, I remember kind of thinking they kind of set you up because they put the four-way flashers.
So the first time we picked his up, you got yours before mine, and you're sitting there in the lot, and like we said, the buying experience is completely
Yeah,
different. So Buddy's there, he gives you the keys, like because you have a card as well,
Yeah.
and he's like, okay, go take a look, and
Your car is the one
that's flashing.
flashing. Yeah,
So little did we know the flashing was a test because the only thing in that whole damn car, I think,
has a
that's
button.
not, is the four ways.
yeah.
And you have me, my dad, and my mom, like 10 minutes trying to figure out.
Where is this? How do you turn this?
And I had
off?
to Google it. But yeah, that's the only physical button. I guess that's because of some kind of regulation where I don't know, if something happens and your computer, iPad thing goes down, you have to be able to physically press a button. But
Oh, there are other buttons actually because there's
yes,
flashers.
yes, but I mean like actual.
Yeah, it was just it was the only button up there, and I didn't think of looking at
Yeah.
it. But hey, that was a good. Then the guy asked me. He said, "What do you know about it?" I said, "Just about nothing."
Nothing.
And so that's the right attitude because you know what? Actually, even if you come into it not knowing anything about how these work, which was exactly my case, you just learn it as you need it. You compare what you knew from a gas vehicle. Now it's electric, so you know what it's called,
Yeah.
and you
can search it and it'll tell you.
And in fact, I found very quickly the simplest is you press the button and it's voice command. So you say, how do
He loves that.
you turn off? How do you mute navigation? Oh, mute navigation, and it shows you, or it does it for you.
So I would definitely say it's fun. It made, like, even me, we're both, I guess, the way that we grew up. I'm not a car guy,
No,
but
oh gosh,
this made it fun. Like it's the first car I've owned that's like fun to drive.
we call it a smartphone. It's a smart car.
Yes,
It-
100%.
Like I shouldn't say a smart car because we do have a smart car.
Yeah, we do. The
That's
little cars
the
there.
only gas vehicle we have now, but it's an intelligent car. It's a car that so much of it's just intuitive. It makes, as you say,
It's just fun.
I'm not a car vehicle.
He's definitely not.
For me, a vehicle has always been a way to get from A to B,
Yeah.
the cheapest possible.
Yep. And that's how I've been
And
too.
I'm not cheap, but I am always price conscious. And that's why I say I like to see the price of gas go up.
Yeah. Sorry, I do too.
I don't feel bad about the price of gas going up. It's like, I know if the price goes up another 10 cents a liter, there's more people going to look and go,
I kind of want to switch.
maybe these, because I look at the app, the Tesla app, and it'll tell me, in the last almost a year, I've saved $3,000.
Yeah, thousands of dollars. Yep.
$3,000. And that's with, I think half of my charging is supercharged, which
Superchargers.
is the expensive.
Yeah.
That's the expensive. Charging at home
No,
or at the
it's
farm
nothing.
is
It's nothing.
cheap.
And even at that, in the beginning, we were both a little worried because then there's, again, we live in Canada, so we get pretty cold winters.
Yeah.
Granted, this one's been kind of mild, but I wasn't too sure about the range just getting zapped during the winter. But even at that, I haven't found an issue.
Yeah. We had the coldest days of the winter, we went.
Like you went to go visit, he went to go visit my sister.
It cost us about 5% more battery, because the biggest use, let's say, of electricity for it in the really cold weather is warming up the battery, because it functions optimally when it's warm, but it's plugged in at home.
Yeah.
So when I go to leave, it's plugged in, and I tweak the scale so that it charges for a couple hours before. So the battery is warmed and is charging.
So you get into, it's not like a gas car where you have to leave it on running for what, 10 minutes, 5 minutes before it starts pumping the cabin with hot air?
Oh my God.
This is right away.
It's almost instant heat. It's like quite a different experience. Like I can always remember, oh, well, you can get to that street or that stop sign before you start feeling heat.
Yep. Or for me, it was like, I would just get to, I would just get to work, man. Just get to work. And the damn car would start heating up and I'm right there. Like,
yeah. Oh, no. For comfort elements, things that, that's why I say I would never go back. Because once you get used to just the smartness of the vehicle, you go, everything else kind of
is dumb. It doesn't make sense.
I'm not knocking your vehicle, whatever you have, because I've had a whole bunch, quite a few. But times are changing and technology is changing, and it's quite a different experience.
And that's why we could do a shameless plug. We'll actually put because there's referral codes too. We'll put your referral code in the show notes. But what I want to get back to is, like we were saying, the fun element, because it definitely does make driving fun again. So how do you think farmers from different generations are going to react if or when they decide to switch over? We spoke about doing a video, and I think that video would have done really, really well. We just wanted to go take the Tesla to a bunch of old school farmers and have them just like experience it and get their reactions, because I personally think they would have lost their minds. Like we had Billy came down to do I guess to tour the orchard with you.
Yeah, and do some videos.
Yeah. And so you asked me if I could go up and shoot some content with you guys. So I got there, and right away he's like, Billy, have you ever seen, Billy Bond, by the way, have you ever seen or been in a Tesla? And right away he was like, no, like I don't like Teslas. Like I hear all this whatever about them. And you were like, no, my son will take you for a drive. And I just remember, like you were saying, it was like your reaction. So I just ripped it pretty much. And this grown man just turned into like a 8-year-old kid. And I think we were supposed to film a podcast, and we ended up being almost 2 hours late because he just kept telling his wife how crazy it was and doing the full self-driving. And so I'm intrigued to see eventually, as these roll out, the farmers' experience with these cars, because it's nothing. I doubt they've ever experienced anything like that.
Yeah, I think it's a great farm vehicle as a primary vehicle for your farm. You think, well, yeah, but I need it to pull a hay load or whatever. That's fine. A Model Y is not, it's an SUV. It'll pull 3,000 pounds.
Well, the rear, the all-wheel drive one, because there's different configurations too. But
and like a ton and a half, that's a lot for a lot of uses. There are exceptional uses, and that's when we had the pickup, I realized, you know what? Yeah, do I need the extra? And so even now, if I need to transport 5 tons or something, I'll just rent a vehicle.
Yeah, and I remember you would do that for what, like the apple juice? Rare occasions.
Yeah. So it's like, well, do I need the vehicle for the once or twice a year that I need to pull that extra load? That really makes no sense. When you think of it, I'm pulling or I'm paying or I'm capitalizing this piece of equipment for those 2 times of the year where I really need. Why?
It doesn't really make sense.
Can you hire someone to transport those 2 loads? And I did the math on it, and it was like, it cost me $200 each time I rent for the gas and the vehicle. It was like, for $400, I'll be running my vehicle all year, the amount of gas it would run.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't make sense.
Have less that can pull and add a trailer. So take that $500 over 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, whatever it would cost you to equip to a trailer, and get a good trailer that can tow what you need to tow and hook it on so that you go, well, now I got my vehicle, which when I drive to town or when I go, because you can still put an awful lot.
Oh, yeah.
If you put the seats back.
That's another thing Billy was freaking out about. Yeah.
You got room, and then when you think you filled that, you still have a whole front trunk
and sub storage.
And you had underneath, there's so much room. Well, think of it. In your gas vehicle, you have a motor, which is a whole lot bigger than an electric motor. You have a radiator. You have a differential. There's so many things you have that when you make it electric, you don't have. And I mean, I'm all for considering the economy of it, how much it costs, and like maintenance. You know, I know because I had maintenance for the previous vehicle a lot.
Yes, you definitely did.
And now maintenance has been
fill up windshield wiper
fluid and change the tires in season.
Okay,
that's been maintenance.
Yeah.
Okay, the vehicle is new-ish, but still, it'll be interesting to see. But the whole point is, when you get rid of things, I never have to change a belt. Nope. Oh yeah. I'll never have to change spark plugs. Change oil. Change air filter. Well, air filter, there's one air filter, but you don't have the engine air filter.
Yeah.
What else?
No, it just cuts down.
Mufflers. We heard one last night, and I said, boy, that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah. Never have to change the muffler on it. All the things that you just do because that's what it takes. And now it's like, oh, yeah.
Well, that's it. You're in the field. You have to do something. And then, of course, that's when something goes wrong, right?
Yep.
Now you got to bring it to town. You got to fix this. You got to fix that. So in my mind, the least or the less amount of components that could go wrong, especially for farming or anything like that, I would be all for that.
Yeah. They always break when you need them.
100%.
I mean, look at the equipment you're running and consider this is electric and this is gas. Which one gives you more maintenance headaches? Look at overall all your equipment. I would say your gas equipment will take, or diesel will take more maintenance.
That goes back to your pump.
Yeah, that pump. I mean, 35 years of service where I think I changed something once. So let's say 15 years, change one thing.
Okay, that's really not bad, Pops.
No, compared to the gas one, which ran for not even 2 years. And when it broke, I said, okay, that's it. I don't want this thing. It's not useless, but it's
taking up time when I can allocate it to something else.
Because it always breaks when you need it. And it's like, it's breaking because it's a gas thing that needs certain maintenance. And let's look at some myths, because there are a lot of people who still, because.
Well, how about before we lobball the myths, because there's a list. We're hyping it up, but it's not a perfect car. Let's be honest. Is there anything, because you've had yours a little bit longer than me, I have a couple things that maybe it's not the perfect or they could fix. Do you have anything so far that you've experienced that apparently not?
Yeah, we had one, and that's where when we went to Ohio to do a conference.
Yes, you told me about that.
That was really annoying. Like, I was annoyed with the car because if you I like using autopilot.
I love it, the full self-driving.
Because it's like, it's not full self-driving.
Okay,
it's
the autopilot. Yeah.
But it'll adjust the speed and it will stay in the lane until you turn it off. So you turn it on. We were getting it that when you put on autopilot, the wipers would start because it's saying, well, your camera in front of the camera, it's not clean enough. And it was like, it was annoying. Yeah. It was annoying because it would so I would turn off autopilot and I would turn off the automatic wipe. Because if you have autopilot, you have to have automatic wipers.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is annoying. So
I'll
I
just
was
drive it
thinking in my
myself.
head, when we get back, I'm going to take it to Tesla and there's got to be something wrong with it.
And then before you got the chance to do
Before
that,
I
what
got the
happened?
chance, we got back and it said, oh, there's an update
Software
to do.
update.
Then the next day,
Yep.
when we had to go, I think went to the farm, I'm driving on the highway and I'm going,
It's gone.
this is crazy. It's gone.
Yep.
And that whole thing about getting a vehicle that's getting better as it gets older, that doesn't get old. It doesn't get old that a vehicle,
It's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, every vehicle we've had, well, this happens and it's, so you know your vehicle starts when you buy it and
Yep.
it's going down.
Like you said, they're both new still, but the fact that,
But you buy it here
yep,
and it's
every couple of
incrementally
months.
gone up
Yeah.
in quality.
Yeah, it's gotten better since I bought it.
It's a better vehicle than when I bought it. It's like, how does that make sense? It's older, but it's kind of like that thing. You can be older and be better.
Sure.
I'm not just getting older, I'm getting better. And that's really what that car is like. So it's yeah, that's pretty
So that's your-
pretty wild.
that's your one
That was
knock?
my one thing. But as much as it was a negative and it showed me something I didn't like,
Yeah.
I really liked the fact that got solved in a software update.
I
I
mean,
didn't have to take it in.
Premising again, that was just lucky that it happened.
Yeah, it was lucky, but
yes, that they're constantly updating, and every time you get an update, it's like you have actually like a brand new car, which is pretty wild.
well, it's better than the one you had yesterday.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty crazy. Like the cameras, that was another thing. So if you turned the flasher on, it would show you your camera to that side.
Yeah.
And it was a camera. It was fine. To me, it was fine.
But I was always like, well, it's
not-
like you see all these, like you can get, what is it? Like a Toyota Camry. I feel like they all have that now where it'll like show up in your mirror. Okay, there's a car there. Like don't turn. The Tesla didn't have that. And I feel like that was something that should have been there from day
And the
one.
camera was the color was off.
Yeah, sure. And then what? Maybe...
Like 3 weeks later.
Yeah, they came out with another update and we got our blind camera thingy that tells you there's a car there. And they changed the color profile of the camera. So it looks like you got a brand new camera, but they just tweaked stuff in the back end. And yeah.
I never get tired of the car getting better.
Yeah, it's definitely
Like,
wild.
this is the first in all my years of having vehicles that
I would say for me, the negatives are because it's still, Tesla hasn't been around that long, like a decade that they've been manufacturing cars, maybe a little bit more. And in the grand
2010, I think they did their first one.
So in the grand scheme of things, that's nothing compared to everybody else. So I do have a couple of creaks and squeaks here and there that I will schedule and have that fixed. And then my only other thing is I don't know why the back windows, we can't roll them all the way down. I don't even know if you noticed that, but you cannot. So out of everything, he's like, that's not a big deal. But I mean, that's the only thing I can think of that I would
Actually,
change.
a lot of cars now, you couldn't roll the back window down completely. I think it's a child safety
But I'm pretty sure you
element.
could toggle it on or off, whereas this, I don't know. But that's about it. But that's minimal compared to a bunch of the different things people have against the cars. There's like...
Let me put it in context, because why, and I did some research to see what are the myths why people don't or are afraid or don't want to get an electric vehicle, and not just Tesla, but just any electric vehicle. And that's something I've realized a while ago. Tesla is often portrayed in a very negative light.
Yep.
And it's, oh, the Teslas burn, or the Teslas do this, or the Teslas get into accidents and so on. But you got to think in terms of all the media, whether it's newspapers or TV stations or networks or so on.
They're running adverts for
They get
Chevy,
ads.
Ford,
and
GM.
some of their biggest ad budgets come from the car companies.
Yeah,
Now,
which like put two and two together
you put,
here.
an ad budget of $5 billion a year from all the car companies versus Tesla would put an ad budget.
I think they just started now.
Yeah, but let's say it's been
It's-
10 years of zero.
Yes.
It's been no spending at all.
But that's it. Are you going to go after the hand that's feeding you?
Well, no.
There you
You're
go.
not going to give bad mouth to the ones who are basically paying half of your salaries.
No.
So Tesla doesn't pay any of their salaries, so they're fair game. And if they put Tesla in the headline,
It
it
clicks.
gets eyeballs. People click. It's like, oh, another bad news story. When you get one, you realize, how are these things even made
But
news?
even people sitting in it, like I've had so many people in mind that it's the first experience, not only with a Tesla but with electric cars, and just sitting in it right away, it changes their minds. Like they're like, wow, okay, so all this stuff that I heard is not 100% true.
I mean, I've never done a demo. I bought it and I didn't do a demo drive.
No,
It's like, I've never done demos. It's like,
that's exactly what I would suggest. If before you even order it, or like even, I don't know, maybe there is something with the referral code too that we'll leave, but
I don't know. But
you could
just
schedule
a demo drive.
I think it's going to like change the way that a lot of people perceive. And like you said, the amount that you use it with the Orchard now, that you can do things that you couldn't even do before with another car. Like, I don't even know. I'm sure you could get it stuck, but
I tried.
I know you tried.
I tried to get it stuck. I mean, went into snowbanks and it's like, okay, this normally I would have been stuck.
like I said, you definitely
I definitely
beat
use
yours.
it, and yes, I don't baby the car. It's like,
do.
it's a car and it's the farm vehicle, so it's like, yeah, it's fair game. The chickens, I put the chickens in the
Yes, he
back,
does.
and it's like there's feathers flying around inside. It doesn't matter. It's my farm.
The dog. Yeah,
the
yeah,
dog.
yeah.
It smells like dog in the car.
Definitely
Yes,
does.
Okay, you know what? Well, twice a year, whatever, it gets a full cleaning, and that's going to be fine.
But yeah, the amount that you
Yeah. Oh, getting stuck. Yeah, I tried. I tried getting stuck in a snowbank, and
well, so you did get stuck.
I did get stuck. Yeah, it was like, okay, that's a snowbank. So
And again, to add context, there are different configurations. So you have the all-wheel drive one. So
Right.
I don't know, let's say this would work for some of the other ones. But we're talking about his car. So you did
but
get
it's also
stuck.
like deliberately trying.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
not just driving on the road and I'm stuck. No,
Mm-hmm.
in fact, I tried on some pretty big hills,
believe
completely
it.
snow covered.
I believe it.
And it's like, the car would never have made it up here. No way. Like
Your old car? No shot, no shot.
I even know, because a certain road.
Well, we did it one time and we had to back.
I had to back down the hill
Yes.
all the way down there,
Yes.
and then take a
Ramming speed.
running go up, and then to be able at the end,
he just made it.
make it. And this one, it was like, no, I'm starting anywhere on the hill.
Yeah.
I never even heard the wheel spin. So I tried to get it stuck, and it was like, oh, I'd have to do forward and back a few times to rock it. And I think a lot of people who don't live in snow country don't realize
yes.
or don't understand the fine points of, say, driving with snow or getting unstuck. And I mean, some people just put your foot to the, and no,
Yeah,
you
that's the
don't
worst
do
thing.
that. But trying to rock it a bit and realizing, okay, I got one wheel that's spinning. And hey, you know what? I never used this, but look it up.
What is it, like snow mode or whatever?
Yeah, I think it's snow mode,
Sure.
where
There's-
it locks, no wheel can start to spin. So it's like, just backed right out. And I'm like, oh, that's really nice.
So what do you think the Cybertruck is going to do? Because that's come out now too.
I think if you farm and you say, oh, I need to pull my big trailer loaded with horses, and it'll pull 20,000 pounds.
Well, I think it's going to completely disrupt the pickup industry.
It's gonna destroy.
Granted, look-wise, I'm not a huge fan. But if you put that aside, the amount of stuff that new pickup, like the pickup truck does, it's wild. It's even way better than what you have now.
Yeah. Well, but do you need it? And that's
Definitely
and
not.
The thing
Like people,
with no differential on a farm, that can sometimes, that's like a lot of the farm tracks or roads can be pretty rough. If you're taking it into the woods,
Sure.
maybe you're going in an area that was cut over and now you got stumps. Well, the fact that the floor
would you bring your car in?
flat,
You would do that with yours?
absolutely.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I would, but
I guess I'm not babying
No, you
the
definitely
car. If
aren't.
it can't serve the purpose that I'm using it
Fair
for,
enough.
then it's not the right vehicle.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So you have two different point of views.
Yeah, you
based on the
baby your car.
I definitely do.
You know that I definitely don't. But to me, I've never had an attachment to a car. A car is just a utility tool to get you from one place to another. And this one is still in my mind, it's that. But it's really nice to have.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's so many points that make it nice. And like the whole experience of it, and just coming back to what we were saying about the advertising and how I could see why the myths would be propagated.
For sure, for sure. And if you want, like, well, I'll ask you because you've had the car longer, and again, you definitely, you don't care about it. So one of the biggest ones I see online is basically that the car doesn't have enough range.
Yeah, and because I heard that first, I'd say 2 drives to have it. Like, no, that's total baloney. But the first drive, it was like, well, we're going from here.
It's kind of scary though, the first
to there.
one.
Yeah, because
all you hear is
you don't know.
No, and you just hear
don't
all
have a
these
gas
horror
gauge.
stories.
You have like a phone. It is like a phone. You can have kilometers,
Yeah,
or you can
percentage.
have percentage of battery.
Yeah.
But you're using your phone, and you go, oh, I've only got. It warns you first of all when you hit 20.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, I've only got 20% battery left. Well, it's not like you have to figure it out. If you put in where you're going, it'll tell you from here to there, stop here.
And it gives you multiple options.
And it gives you options, but you could say, oh, no, I don't want this one. I want that one. But it'll tell you optimally which ones. And if you have a long drive, it schedules a few more chargers than what you need because charging from, let's say, 5% to 50%, especially if you go in the high-speed chargers, 250 kilowatt.
Charges incredibly quick.
It's about 1% a second. It's like you're counting. It's going 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like so fast. And I remember Elon Musk wrote down the analogy. He said, imagine you're going to a mall. It's a big shopping mall. And you go on a Monday morning.
Okay.
There's nobody. You can drive and just stop right away. So it's very quick to park. Now go the day before Christmas. The parking lot is full. You might spend 10 minutes driving around just to find. So he says, when your battery is at 95%, you're in that Christmas mall. Mm-hmm. When you're
you definitely
at 5%,
see that.
5 to 50%, you're going to fill that thing.
I would even say 5 to 80%.
Well, it's 5 to 60.
Okay.
It starts slowing at 50, but it's not noticeable.
But that 0 to 50 is like...
it's faster
minutes,
than you can get out and put a gas
or at least,
nozzle and gas your car.
Yeah, close, yes. Like if you're paying inside, for sure, 100%.
Yeah. So anyway, that's...
The other thing too...
It took a couple drives to realize. And what I learned was, look, just trust the estimates.
The computer. And not only that, but you can fact check me. After it goes to 0, you still have a little surplus.
Yeah, I think they say 20 kilometers or
10
12
miles. 10 miles. Yeah. So it's like a regular car, right? You have the little check or gas light that comes on.
If you let it go to 0, shame on you. But so I'd say, look, if you're somebody who has gas anxiety, that, I don't know, is there going to be another gas station? Hey, I've driven in parts of Canada where they'll give you a big warning sign. They say, no gas for the next 150 miles.
Yeah.
Well, shame on you if you run out of gas in that stretch. Like you've been warned. It's the same with Tesla. And in fact, you don't have to wait that long. The stations or the superchargers
here anyways, they're all over the place.
They're all, if you're traveling on the major highways, and I even looked, if we wanted to go to Newfoundland, we could figure it out. There's even if it's not a Tesla supercharger, there are superchargers from the other companies that you can still use.
Yeah, the infrastructure.
The other companies can use Teslas now. Not quite yet, but you can use anybody's. And in fact, if you could plug in your phone to charge, most places you could charge your car.
Yep.
Won't be as fast, but it'll charge.
Speaking of fast, another one is that EVs are just slow. Like,
Boy, somebody hasn't been in an electric vehicle, because I've never been impressed with
no,
the need for speed.
he's like a little kid in this car
But
now.
my goodness, when you, going to the farm that one day where it was
Well,
like,
we don't need to add whatever.
okay.
But
Well, anyway, it has no lack of
zero.
zip, like none. And in fact, I think for police departments, a Tesla certainly is the best.
I've asked
but-
my boss. They're not there yet, but I feel like
Yeah,
it's-
I wouldn't give the Tesla to the young guys first.
No.
Give it to the older guys who they've had enough
Well, there's
of
already
speed.
there's actually quite a few of us that have Teslas in the department, so it's getting more adopted. But that's a regular job too, which brings to another one that just Teslas or EVs are too expensive. I know that one's everywhere.
Yeah. And actually now, the Model 3, which is the base model in the 3, the sexy
sedan,
lineup,
the sedan, yeah.
it's gotten to be below the average purchase price, actually quite a bit lower than the average purchase price in the US.
Yeah, the U.S. for all our American listeners, they have a bunch. There's some
And you
some
got
states.
You'd have the federal incentive,
Yep,
the state incentive.
yep,
Some of them even have a municipal or
sure. And what was that one? There was
there
one
was
guy.
one Colorado.
Was it Colorado?
He picked up a Tesla for like 20,000.
I think it was 19,000, whatever.
It was
Yep.
like, what?
Brand new.
So look into your incentives. I think it's something that's like, it's just for now. I don't count on it being around forever.
I don't think they even need that. But the fact that they
don't.
have it,
Yeah.
and again,
It just
because
sweetens the deal.
but because they don't advertise, people just don't know. They generally, I think people think that it's an expensive. It is an expensive car, but depending where you are, it could be way cheaper than you would first initially think.
Talking about price, the one thing, if you want, that's a little annoying
Okay. Yep.
is that because they pass on savings
Okay.
so much,
Yep.
the price I bought it was higher than what it is today.
Yeah.
So they're making the vehicles less and less expensive,
Well, because it's
but a better vehicle.
and it's costing them less to manufacture. So
yeah.
Tesla, unlike a lot of the other ones, are actually passing on the savings. But I get what he's saying. Like, we bought the car at this price, and since it's gone down
Yeah.
thousands.
So I kind of look at it, okay, you know what? The first
Well, you've
year,
had the car for a year.
the first year, whatever I put in payments, like the car cost, if I resell it, starts there.
Sure.
But if you say, I'm going to wait for another couple years, I can't guarantee the price will keep going down.
Because they've done that too, where they've raised the price.
Yeah,
So if you are interested in purchasing specifically a Tesla, he's right. Keep that in mind, because the prices fluctuate all the time.
they adjust based on supply and demand. And the way they adjust is they don't want to have more than 2 weeks of inventory at any one time. So whatever vehicle they're making today, it will be in someone's yard in 2 weeks. There's no going to the dealer, sitting there for 6 months, hoping that they'll sell. No, it's adjusting on the fly. So that's why the prices can go up and can go down. We're coming to, let's say in the springtime is a time where people buy more vehicles.
Yep.
The price will probably go up because it's getting
more demand.
There's like Model Y right now is the best selling car in the world, not just in one country or two, but in the whole world. It passed Toyota Corolla. It's like, there's probably a reason for that.
Yep. And that brings us to the next big myth that, like, they're just unsafe.
Yeah, unsafe. Wow. They just had in several of their models, but Model Y has just been shown to be the safest.
The safest.
Yeah. So they are adjusting. Even in some of the updates, there were updates that adjusted something. So if in a certain impact,
Yep.
it's safer.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's computer-driven car in a way. It's not computer-driven, but it could be. So that in the case where it needs 1/10,000th of a second to do something, it will do it.
Well, even to get back to the safety thing, the same thing when you went on that trip, you guys were telling me that there was a truck ahead of you and a wheel flew out of the...
So you're driving along.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, you look down, in a way, it's like, what's going on? look at the screen. What's going on? And it sees something before you see it.
Yes.
Because when you're driving, your focus is in front. That's where you're focusing. And Tesla doesn't look what's going on in front. It looks 360 degrees around. So if something's going on to the side that you don't see, and that's what happened. There was a tire bounced out of a pickup truck and started to bounce on the road. And it started to slow down so that the wheel would actually bounce and would not be in the trajectory of the car. And the car next to me got it right in the grill.
Yeah.
It was like, what?
Yeah. But
So-
even because of the electric, if you needed to get out of the way.
Oh yeah, and I did. As soon as it passed, I hit the pedal. You don't hit the gas. You hit
It's
the
an
accelerator.
yeah.
And it's like I'm out of here. I'm out of this danger zone.
Would you ever have been able to do that with your
No,
gas?
no, not with the old car.
Well,
That-
maybe
I
some
mean-
people have gas-powered cars that have enough, but
Yeah.
a regular.
But when you're already doing, let's say, I don't know what I was doing, 60 miles an hour.
Sure.
Nah, it's not got a lot of zip, which this one totally opposite. It's got plenty of zip, and that's been good. There's times where you need to merge or you need to.
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's like I mean, not to do a stupid move, but where it's like, you know what? There's no problem, but I have to go.
Yeah.
And you can go. So it's a nice feature.
We touched on the infrastructure. That too. They're constantly adding, constantly.
Well, when I went kayaking this summer, and it was an 8-hour drive, and I happened to stop one place to supercharge, and the electrician servicing Tesla supercharger was there. So I chatted to him for 10 minutes or so, and he said, "Oh yeah," he said, now he was responsible for this huge part of Northern Ontario, and he said, "No, now it's like there's more people on." Like he's not responsible for as big of a stretch anymore because they're going to fill in. So basically what they do is, let's say these are all places where there's superchargers. Well, now they're going to be filling in between
the pockets. Yeah.
So it's like, wow, they're adding more. Have I ever had the supercharger full? No, I've never had in a year. I've never had the supercharger full where I went to charge and everybody's charging. No.
I think I maybe had it once when I was going to visit Emily, but again, they charge so fast that I think I was there for, I want to say 5 minutes, and a spot opened up. So I really don't, and like you said, it's just getting better. They're getting faster. So like I'm an optimist, but I'm maybe a little less bullish than you, just because I see that it's still, in my opinion, it's still new. But I do see in like 2-3 years, it's going to get like it's definitely the future, 100%. Another thing too is the maintenance cost. We touched on that, but a lot of people, for them, that's still the thing, like with the battery, because you hear all these stories or whatever of like, Tesla has what? Is it a 10-year warranty on the battery? Or
8 years. I looked it up lately. It's 8 years and 290,000 kilometers, I think, which...
Yeah. So
it's
even that, if the body stays in good enough shape, every year too, because I've seen the stats, to manufacture those batteries is just getting cheaper and cheaper.
Yeah.
So let's say in 5 years, you need to swap your battery. Instead of getting a new car.
I doubt it would. I think for the vast majority of people,
Yeah.
it's going to be fine. Like your cell phone.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
you could, at a certain point, change your phone. Like you always tell, you need to change your phone. You know what? Since having the Tesla, I was going to change my phone. But now, because I walk in and I put the phone on the console and it
Just always
charges,
charging.
every time I get out of the car, the phone is full.
Yeah.
So that's been a really nice feature, but the same as on a phone. With time, you may lose, but in fact, they even tweak their algorithms to tell you how much to charge to.
Well, yes.
So that
Battery doesn't degrade as fast. And
there's lots of people who have done 1,000 miles, like 1,000. A
you mean million, yes.
a million miles.
Yeah, and that's with the old Model
The
S.
old batteries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. 1 million miles? And I can see why. I stopped at one supercharger And there was a guy, I thought, geez, so I chatted with him. He says, yeah, he says, I travel a lot because it costs me nothing.
He was grandfathered in. Yeah. He has
Yeah.
unlimited free
Those who bought,
supercharging.
I don't know what, probably 20,
Well, we had spoken about it. So yeah, maybe 2018
yeah, something like that on the Model S and X. If you bought them, you got
for life.
free supercharging for the life of the vehicle. Well,
Yep.
can you imagine if you're having to drive around and you go, I can stop at any gas station and it's free? That's worth something. And that was a way to incentivize people to say, you know what, I'll jump in on a Tesla in the early years because what is that worth? It's worth a lot in the life of the vehicle.
100%. You're talking
Well,
probably, I would say over $10,000.
oh yeah. Depends how much you use it.
Well, if that guy's using it all the time,
Yeah.
easily,
Oh, yeah.
easily. And then the other big thing too that I always hear is like how it's bad for the environment.
Yeah, it's a question of efficiency. So I've heard the environmental thing. Well, because if you plug in your car, and if it's running on a coal-fired plant, that's not as good. Well, it's a question of the efficiency. You have an electric motor somewhere running a pump, and you have a gas pump. Well, for the unit of energy that you put in, for the gallon of gas, or for the kilowatt hour of electricity, your electric pump is going to do far more work because it's more efficient. The best gas cars have up to and maybe up to 40% efficiency, meaning out of that gallon of gas, you get 40% transferred into forward momentum. Well, electric vehicles are over 90%, meaning out of that same, let's say, gas gallon equivalent, 90% is transferred into forward momentum. Why? Well, because you're not powering a whole bunch of belts. I don't think there's no belts.
There's no belts.
You're not, you're generating a whole lot of heat, which you want in the winter,
Yeah.
but you're not generating the heat because it's actually taking the heat from the motor, which is normally being exhausted, because there is some heating going on the electric motors, but that's being used to heat the cabin. So you take away all these places where it's just losing efficiency.
Like waste, yeah.
So for the same amount of coal versus gas, it's still more efficient. Plus, if you look at then the whole, because a battery takes a lot more energy to produce. It takes some more energy because it's a heavier vehicle.
But they're even able to recycle these batteries now.
That's the thing. Just like your gas vehicle, if it's done, you send it to a scrapyard and they crush it and they separate and they recycle the steel. Well, for a Tesla or any electric vehicle, they'll take it, they'll peel off the battery, and basically they say this is now high grade ore. It doesn't. You're really glad that you get a battery because you could recycle that lithium and if actually they don't all run on lithium. So it's, look it up, do some research. Don't trust the first source you read about it.
Yeah, that's what I would say too. Like you said, you came to me with this podcast idea and I was like, okay, you know what? Sure. You've used it now for a year. So you kind of know the good and the bad with it. And he swears by it. I love mine. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that just haven't heard or they only hear the negative. So if this podcast can kind of, like I said, it's just fun. So if you start doing a little bit of research and it's something that you think might be fun, start with a test drive and go from there.
Yep. And whatever the show notes or the bottom of the video, there'll be
we'll put
because they'll even
code.
give you something if you use somebody. I don't use mine if you have a family member or a friend that has one. Use theirs. They'll get some little bit, and you'll get something.
Like I used yours,
$500 off.
I think at the
time.
I think I got 600 Canadian.
Okay,
and I got 3 months of the full self-driving, which we won't even go into. But that's a whole other thing. Where that's
Once you try that, it's like,
and it's only getting better. It's only getting better.
The full self-driving is like the car; it just keeps getting better.
Yes. But now, imagine that in like a farmer's field. because yes.
Yeah.
See, you see where I'm getting at?
And I mean, so much of that technology. I mean, I got into Clement's tractor a couple of years ago. He says,
Okay.
"Hey, come on, I'm just going to."
It's already pretty impressive what they have now.
What they have, it's
yeah.
like you drive it to the edge of your field.
Sure.
You look, you punch in your whatever your GPS go,
Coordinate, yeah.
and he said, "Yeah, it's plus or minus 2 centimeters, which is an inch." So it'll keep the tractor to that track exactly. When you punch in autopilot,
But like you
it
said,
keeps.
oh yeah, yeah. You can't even. It won't even let you change lanes sometimes. Like if you're not that it won't let you, but like if you take it off and you want to drive the car by yourself, and it sees that you're swerving into the no, and it'll put you back in.
Oh yeah.
So now imagine in a field where you don't even have to drive it. You're just there, like just I don't know, monitoring it at that point. But the efficiency is way better than probably you could do. Like the technology is definitely
you wouldn't
there.
really use it like I'm sure you could use it to pull things. I mean, to pull like you could certainly, I would see, where it would probably
like the potential is probably wild.
where it would work really well, because you could run a regular tire, would be something like a hay operation. Because I know that when they do, either it's the tedding or especially raking, where you have a side discharge rake, that takes so little power. Like everybody, they'll use their antique tractor because it takes nothing. So you could pretty well say, okay, I'm going there and just follow the furrows and have it. But your fancy tractor can do that too. Anyway, there's so many elements. Test drive, I'd say, once you go electric, think of your own use. Would you go back to a gas equivalent?
But again, it goes back to the cell phone. Maybe, I don't know how many people like would have those cell phones, but you're going from an iPhone to a flip phone. That's what you're going back to.
The one thing to consider is that just now take it forward. What will the car landscape look like in 5 years
That's
or
what I'm
10
saying.
years?
That's
What will it look like? Well, one thing is there's more and more electric vehicles, and there's going to be less and less gas vehicles.
I think so.
First thing.
I think so.
So if you say, no, I'm going to switch and I'm going to buy another gas vehicle, go ahead, 5 years. Maybe you keep it for 10 years. Maybe you're in some climate that you could keep it for 15 years. That's fine. But what will that landscape look like in 10 years? One, there's going to be less dealers.
Yeah.
There's going to be, you say, how can you say that?
Well, if it's done online, yeah.
If it's done online, and even car dealers are trying, or manufacturers are trying to sell their vehicles online just to compete with Tesla's way of selling. So less dealers. There's going to be less gas stations. How can there be less gas? If you half the number of gas vehicles in, let's say, in 5 years, or at least even you say in 10 years.
Yeah, the demand goes way down.
You have less need for, you have half the use or the need for gas. You think all the gas stations will remain open because they're still profitable?
I mean, there definitely will be some.
There will be
years.
some.
It's going to be
yes,
years.
there will be some. But it'll be...
But I guess if anything to take away from this podcast in particular, it's just open eyes. We're not saying that it's going to happen overnight. I definitely don't believe that. Like I said, maybe you're a little bit more bullish than I am.
It won't. No, it won't happen overnight. It'll take, but it'll. We're in the beginning.
Yes.
Of the quicker transition.
Sure. So it's just, I guess, for the audience to take in mind and like open their eyes a little bit, and like you said, start doing some research. And ultimately, I would suggest just going to take that test drive, because that's
or maybe better if you do know somebody who has one.
Ask them.
Most people will be pretty happy to
100%
have you jump in and just experience it, because it's different. I mean, it's different, but it's not like it. You can transition. I'm an old dog, and it's like,
that's why I said I'm surprised.
I got in. I didn't know anything. I hadn't read these things or anything. So I just got in. How do I do? Well,
like I would tell him stuff, but the fact that he decided, you know what, I want to try this, and got his before I even ended up getting mine.
You'll figure it in. And the one thing that took me 1 to 2 drives is you no longer use your brake.
Yeah, we didn't even get into that.
I don't use the brake.
Nope,
Why?
Me either.
Because you have the accelerator, and I have it set to regenerate the maximum.
Me too.
When I let go of the brake, the accelerator, I'm actually braking, but
And-
not braking. I'm using the forward momentum to recharge the batteries.
Yes.
So it's like, wait a minute. When you're coming to a stop, which again, like I say, once you switch, you go, so many of these things don't make sense. You're coming to a light or a stop and you take your foot off the gas, maybe let it coast, and then you put on the brake. What are you doing? You're taking all that energy that you needed to get your vehicle up to speed, and now you're using brakes to slow it down. Where imagine you don't, there are brakes on it, but I don't know how long the brakes will last because I never used them.
I think I've used mine four times. I think I've used mine 4 times.
Yeah, maybe 3 times I've used them.
Like you said, honestly, it's just what did you say, an intelligent car? Like a smart, yes, it's a fun.
Yeah. I love going down big hills because you actually see your battery
go back up. You have the little green line. Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
it's like recharging. Like, what? I'm going down the hill.
Yeah.
And going down the hill, like the one I went with Pierre, there was some big hills.
Well, Tristan did BC. And he said he charged up 16% of his battery driving.
Going down the other side of the Rockies.
Yeah, so he didn't even need to charge. He charged up over 15% of the battery.
That's, you think of it, how inefficient is this system? It's the old system is very, and I mean, I would get, like, you want range anxiety? Never mind. I would get hill anxiety because it was like, man, I mean, this is a big hill. There are places where you better make sure your brakes are working. And it's like, damn right, that's good. Why? Because
Tesla's got it.
It's going downhill, it's charging, and it's slowing you down. And it's not like, you hear, I would put it in, I always had.
You put it in
I
neutral.
always had, but I always had standards. So I would put it in, if I needed, I'd put it in a lower gear and it would rev right up to slow you down a bit.
Killing the environment.
Geez, the whole that will transform tractor trailers.
Like you said, it's an exciting time. I can't wait to see what the landscape's going to look like in 5, even 10 years. But just the fact that I feel like, we got in so early, I feel is a huge advantage. Like I would like you said, I would never go back now.
That's why I'm glad we did this episode, because there are so many myths. There are so many things that have been said that are not true, and just get people's firsthand experience.
That's what this is. This is our first and secondhand experiences. Like just because we had a good experience, again, the premise doesn't mean everybody will, but you have 2 different people that use the car 2 different ways, and
one who takes care of it and one who abuses it.
Fair. All right. Good job, Pops.